Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We've got some Super Bowler Smash for you guys again, and I'll be taking you guys through some attacks that I've done in Legend League with my explanations on my thought process on how you should approach the base and things you should probably avoid as a beginner if you're just starting to learn it. So yeah, the army link will be in the description. Here's what I've got on my heroes as like pets as well as their equipment, and yeah, that's about it. Let's just get into some attacks. First base over here, we've got this anti-2 style setup, and I'm going to try to focus on some methods where you guys can stop using the King's Gauntlet glitch, where we pop the Warden ability before using the King's ability, which makes him invincible afterwards when he uses his own ability. So we're going to go over some methods that you guys can start practicing in your own attacks, which become helpful later on, because I believe the update is dropping soon and Super Bowlers are getting a new level. So we're going to go over to some nice ways in which you can use Super Bowlers, which are very creative, innovative, and they can really set up attacks for you really well. So I'm just going to pause this base and I'm going to talk you guys through it. This is an anti-2 style base that we have over here, and you just need to figure out what it is that you can do. If you saw my siege setup earlier, you may have noticed I had a flame flinger, a log launcher, and a battle drill. But I probably forgot to mention this. In my clan castle, I take a blimp with yetis inside it as well. So what I'm going to do on a base like this is, if you just take some time and try to notice on this base, there's not much in terms of flame flinger weaknesses, which is going to be an interesting difficulty you have to face sometimes when you're fighting anti-2 style bases like this. So the moment you realize that there's not a good place for you to use a flame flinger on a base like this, right, that's immediately when you need to start thinking that you can have some sort of a blimp come in to set a funnel for you, and not just a normal blimp, a queen charge with a blimp. So if you have a look on this base over here, right, you can see I've started my queen at the top over here, and I want to drop a blimp exactly in this spot over here. So you can see how I'm going to start trying to funnel my queen to start walking in this direction, and you can see I'm trying to help her clear the defenses so that my loons can search a bit deeper for any black mines that are there. And also notice this weird angle that I'm choosing. I'm not choosing any of these void compartments that are there. I'm trying to find some sort of safe spot in between the two, and you can see there's no black mines at all in the area. And you just raise it up. Look at exactly where I landed it. I landed it such that my loon and my rocket loon get the monolith. The yetis will go towards the multi inferno. They get the clan castle pull. They even heavily damage up the enemy royal champion, and just look at how this is set up. There's no monolith for us to deal with. There's no clan castle to deal with and all of this area, right? These are buildings that are not easily reachable for either our smash or our queen charge. They are the type of buildings that you would have to deal with towards the ending if you try to make some sort of approach like this with your Super Bowlers. And that is what this base is trying to do. There's just so much of void space over here. It is trying to make you have some sort of entry come in from over here, such that you will have this area to deal with for the back end, and you'll also be stuck with this clan castle over here. So now look at the value that we're getting from this. We have this toxic setup over here, and there's no clan castle, no monolith, no multi inferno for us to deal with. And you can see I just dropped the king over here. I was hoping that he would stick a little bit to the outer edge so that the queen can join in with the bowlers over here. And you can see how I'm trying to create this wave over here. But sadly my king had some other ideas, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sacrifice my titan instead over here. It's just what you have to do sometimes. It is Legend League. And yeah, my king is going to go to ability over here. He's not going to be using that invincibility glitch. This is just going to be the raw power of you using your Super Bowlers. And you can see I've just put one wall brick over here to bring my Super Bowlers back. And yeah, I've just popped my warden ability because I can see people are kind of spreading out in this wave over here. So right, it should be fine for us, right? Because after this town hall goes down, it's all good. Our healers are safe, nothing's going to target them. Our bowlers are nicely moving along in this channel where most of the damage is, and our queen is inside with the frozen arrow. Of course, we have our titan and our royal champion coming in from the outside, and well, what do you know? You have this nice wave we have going on over here, where the queen is going inside, the bowler is a bit more outside, and our royal champion out over here like this. And just by doing this, right, you can literally spam your rages as you keep smashing through the base. The base gets so overwhelmed that there's no chance that the base will survive against you. Like, even though our healers kept switching around, look at that, we have all 3 of our bowlers still survive, just because of the amount of damage that we shared amongst all of our troops. So this is a very strong approach. I can definitely recommend this. And yeah, in our case we got a little unlucky that our king kind of came in. I was hoping he would stay outside so that he could join with the royal champion later. And yeah, I just literally swagged this jump because it was not needed. Only the king and the queen went in on this one. If my bowlers had gone in instead, I would have used the jump a little bit over here so that they could snipe the town hall and continue along this edge like that. But just small modifications you have to make when those small things go wrong in your attacks. It's still a very strong approach I can recommend on those toxic anti-2 style setups. So that being said, let's move on to another one. A base I'm sure everybody has seen before. I believe it's just kind of rotated and maybe slightly modified. It's not the exact same. So yeah, it's gonna be like a teaser box based kind of thing. And if you watch my earlier videos, you will know that I usually try to recommend 3 different approaches for you guys. One is some sort of approach coming in from this far end, one is some sort of approach from the side, and one is some sort of approach where you queen charge from the town hall and join your super bowlers with your queen charge. So basically we're just going to walk through each of them really briefly. What you can do over here is for this entry over here, right, you can have like a simple warden walk. You can maybe throw in a flame finger over here, but notice it's not really enough in terms of the value that you're going to get on the base, because all the damage is located around this arc over here. And of course we'll have this front also being very heavy with a double sweeper setup to really stop you in your tracks. So you just need to consider, like, if you have an approach coming from over here, are you confident that you can actually reach the town hall? Are you confident you can actually finish the entire base? Like, look at this ricochet cannon just like waiting on the edges for you. So just small things that you should really consider. And also over here, if you put the flame finger over here, this wall is going to be broken. So even if you push your troops in through over here, there's a good chance this wall could be broken, and even if you have like a jump going in over here, your troops could easily leak off to the side and things can go very wrong very quickly. You could very easily end up with a 1-star. So definitely not a good idea to try to take this approach. Let's take the approach where you have to approach from the side, right? Once again, just look at how many layers of walls you need to keep cutting through in order to push through the entirety of the base. Maybe one thing you can try doing, I guess, is something where you have like a warden walk starting over here with the flame finger for the town hall. But again, it's just so risky. Like, you have to have a warden walk to tank this ground expo, and then you need to funnel out this entire compartment so that you can start pushing your way through this broader compartment at least. But even then, there's no certainty that you will have enough strength to finish off the second half of the base. So finally, the third approach, which I'm a big fan of, and most importantly, once again, it does not depend on the king glitch. This is very important, because these are the strongest ways to use super bowlers, and you will be ready for the update when it drops as well, is the queen charge on the town hall. This is one approach where I actually use the flame finger on one side to funnel, which you can see I've dropped down over here, and I actually sacrifice my king to set up the funnel on the other side. And what I mean by that is I try to just ensure that the flame finger is set up to kind of tackle this area, and I try to ensure that my king can actually go in and tackle this area. And what that does is I'm just starting my queen from the same side that my flame finger is starting, and you can see that she has nowhere to go except the town hall now. And I'm just going to speed this up a little bit. Let's put it into 2x, because this is a very simple queen charge, especially with that frozen arrow. You can see I've dropped my Yeti and my baby dragon to try to help push my king into this channel where the queen is. And yeah, as soon as that Yeti has pushed through that entire area over here, look at this wall break and how it's going to actually help our king just go in and really snipe stuff really quickly and come back out. So yeah, the king is going to go in, the queen is going to pull the aggro, and my king is going to be able to handle most of that entire area. So look at that, our flame finger is also very free. It's going to grab that scatter shot, no problem. I'm going to get one wall break over here, And look at this, what it does. Sometimes you need to have some wall breaks ready to break these walls open, but now if I just place a jump over here, right, look at what we get access to. We will get access to all of this if I place a jump right over here like that. And what this does is, just now you can see, like, we have no sweepers fighting against us. Our king and our flame flinger are actually dealing with most of the damage on our flanks, and this thin path is actually enough for us to get through all of the damage on this base, which is literally located now only in the core. Our royal champion can easily handle this. Like, look at that, we just have like wizard towers and mortars left on the flanks. So this is going to be a very strong setup. We're actually going to be able to easily push through all of this. Perfectly timed vulnerability as well. And we're so lucky that this is not a triple ice golem CC burst. We're not even going to get stuck in this core. So yeah, get a few loons also in your warden ability. That is something which is very important. And just chain those rages. You can see, like, those rages are just literally chaining one after another, so that my healers and my super bowlers both remain raged. And look at that, the entire base has literally just vanished. Nothing is left. And look at my troop bar. I still got all of my clan castle spells. I still got my royal champion, and there's no base left, literally no base left. So that's just the power of this kind of an approach on the correct basis. And once again, we didn't even have to use the barbarian king glitch, where we try to make him stay invincible for a period of time that is just abnormal. And that's 40 cups for us on the board. So do learn this approach. It's incredibly strong when done right. You don't have to fight any sweepers. The clan castle comes to you so late because the entire base is just dead by the time. And yeah, it's just perfect. Nobody expects you to smash from literally behind the base when everybody expects approaches to come from like over here. So a very good style of doing super bowlers on a lot of box bases you find out there. We'll move into another one which has a very similar approach to this one. Another very toxic box base. And once again, consider the three things I told you last time: the approach from over here, the approach from the side of the base, and the queen charge on the town hall. I'm not going to go into too much on this one because I already mentioned that we are going to be using an approach similar to the last one, but try to take the tips that I gave you guys the last time and see why it's going to be difficult to approach from over here or from over here. Just a hint, if you approach from over here, look at the damage you're going to have to face. You're going to be forced to use your warden ability so early, and yeah, this double ricochet cannon is going to be it's going to make it difficult for you to get a wall breaker on this wall, very honestly. And not only that, even after you've popped your warden ability, the sweepers are going to push your healers back, and then you're going to have to fight a very possible triple ice golem clan castle, which is just not going to work well for you. And once again, if you approach from the side, you can just see too many walls to go through. It's not worth it. There's no guarantee of getting this back end over here. Same logic as last time. So all that's left for us is that queen charge style approach, and you can see I'm already starting to do the same thing, and I can already tell you so many things are going to start to go wrong in this one. So despite of things going wrong, I'm here to tell you that this is just such a strong approach that mistakes can be made, a lot of mistakes can be made, and you can still come out on top. So you can see exactly what I'm trying to do over here. The queen is going to go towards the town hall. She is going to tank the X-bow as well as the ground mortar for us, and that should open up our flame finger to grab literally all of this value. You could have probably even noticed at the start of the attack, I dropped some barbarians over here to check for Teslas, and yeah, so the queen will go towards the town hall. I was not very efficient with my spells over here. This is one more tip I can give you. Whenever you have the invisibility tower, right, don't be very hasty with placing your rage. This is one mistake I made because she was taking a lot of damage over here and I just panicked a bit. Let her start attacking the town hall and be ready to place a freeze first, because try to just wait for these skeletons to pop out. Usually these bases have a skeleton trap right over there, and if you have the freeze ready, right, what you can actually do is, the moment you see the skeleton spell pop out, do not place your freeze. Don't freeze that invis tower with the town hall. Let your queen attack the town hall and let the skeleton spell come for you. That way you can just pop the invis tower for free, you will have to use 0 spells of yours, and you can see over here my queen went to ability so early. I tried to use one bowler of mine to tank this ground expo, and that's right, I only have 2 bowlers with me now going into the core over here. I wasted 2 free spells because of what I was talking about earlier. I only have 2 super bowlers with me now over here in the core. But hey, look at this. We've already dealt with the monolith, we've already dealt with the enemy clan castle. We have not even gotten into the damage now because nobody expects you to come from behind the base like this. So just start chaining those rages. You should have 2 of them left, especially with the frozen arrow now. And just look at that, especially if you manage to catch those balloons. This is very important. If you manage to catch those balloons, your healers will 100% remain safe. And despite of me wasting 2 freezes and my flame flinger, you may have noticed what I've done. The king just went in and took out this entire compartment by himself. RC just came in where the flame flinger was supposed to. So that's it's a little unfortunate that I had to use those 2 freezes like that and still waste my flame flinger. But it's just what you have to do. This would have been possibly another case where I would not have even needed my royal champion because the flame flinger would have come in and finished the entire job on the left hand side. And look at that. Our healers were protected throughout the entire base, and despite of all of those mistakes, we are going to get away with a 3-star, even with a swag royal champion ability. Just so many mistakes were made. You might have seen as well. You can rewind and watch as well. But this is just such a strong approach that I cannot recommend it enough for you guys, especially as you start climbing into higher legends when those box bases just get so toxic. This is one way you need to know super bowlers. I can't recommend it enough to you guys. But yeah, that's one more triple for us. We'll do one more attack for you guys and then we'll call it a wrap for this video. Alright, last base over here, we've got a nice anti-2 style setup over here. And once again, just take the tips that I gave you in the first attack on this one. I'm just going to pause the video on this base for a little bit, and you guys try to find like is there some place that you can really set up a flame flinger on this base. It's going to be a little difficult and honestly resource intensive, because if you want to tank any of the ground expos, you're going to either have to walk into a multi-archer tower, a ricochet cannon, or the monolith. You can just have a look on this base, and those are the only ways you can try to set up a flame flinger on this base. And even then, it's not very large value because the enemy heroes are going to intercept you. So just keeping that in mind, once again, now we have to start thinking about, okay, so where is the best place for you to really use a blimp with a queen charge on this base? And again, it's just such a strong approach because the defenses are laid out in such a way to not give you flame flinger damage, right? It becomes very easy to set up that queen charge with a blimp, and I'm going to show you guys again on this one. So the best thing I try to do is usually somehow get it behind the sweepers on these kind of bases, and that just means I'm going to start from the top of the base. It's just very free access into the eagle, and you're probably thinking, hey, you can just like get a blimp for the eagle and the warden, right? And I'm going to tell you that I can actually charge my queen deep enough to get balloons closer to this area, which is going to ensure that I can get a blimp to literally land over here. And you're going to see that over here literally right now. So this balloon has gone deep enough for me to understand that there's no traps in this area, and that alone is enough for me to send a blimp from this weird angle like this, because I can see my queen is starting to go towards the right. So I, on priority, will try to get this multi-inferno with the warden instead, because I don't want my healers to be taking damage. And yeah, you can see exactly that only one black mine was over there, and that's enough for us. Those yetis will get that multi-inferno. Now, one mistake I made over here, which I will admit to you guys, I forgot to drop my king out over here and start funneling the bowlers in. And you can see over here, it's going to be a little bit messy. Some bowlers are going to split towards my queens, and well, eventually, sure, my king did go the right way, but it is causing a bit of a split. I was a little bit too eager. I dropped everybody way too early because my queen was getting stuck on some ice golems, and I completely did not give any regard for that fact. But it should still be fine. Notice that my king is not in the warden ability over here, and in a way I'm still going to showcase that you can get through these bases easily without using the king glitch. And yeah, like he's just doing his thing normally with the gauntlet, One more mistake I made over here was I could have actually started the royal champion much earlier, because once again, if you notice, I'm trying to create that wave. The queen is going to sit in the core, the king over here, and the royal champion from out over here. But I could not take any advantage of the fact that the king was tanking in the core for me over there. So the royal champion is going to have to come in all on her own, and she is so late that she actually cannot help tag team with the queen for this area over here. That is the one mistake I made on this attack, and you can see over here my queen will slowly get overwhelmed as my royal champion starts trying to catch up. It's a little unfortunate, but it is what it is. It's just a small mistake that I made, which I am admitting to you guys, and you can see it is going to come very, very close. But in terms of defensives left, there's really not much left on this base, so I'm just going to speed it up to the ending. And yeah, you can see there's really not much left that can stop my royal champion and my cleanup over here. So it is coming very close because of that one mistake I made in terms of the timing. Just 2 spots, like I should have waited a bit because my queen was getting stuck on ice golems, and I should have started my royal champion from over here much sooner, pretty much as soon as the king was in this area over here, because there was a lot of trash defenses over here. The king could have easily come in for me, the archer could have easily come in, and I could have had a nice wave where the queen, the king, maybe the bowler somewhere in between these two, and the royal champion all could have easily just marched through this base. And the best part about these approaches is you can be very, very flexible on your rage spells. Just place them wherever you feel has the most intensity in terms of how it's helping you kill the base, you know. It's not a very difficult approach. All you need to consider is get those blimps from angles that people don't really expect. Like, don't go perfectly down the line. You can see in this attack and my first attack, I kind of did a weird angle to also avoid any possible black mines. Like, you just need to make sure you avoid 2 black mines. That's all you need to do. Even if one hits you, no problem. So yeah, these are just some tips and tricks, I guess, on Super Bowler Smash that I'm giving you guys. So do feel free to give me feedback on this video. It takes some time to make these, but yeah, I guess that's all for this one. I'll be out with a Zap Lalo video as well super soon, so do stay tuned for that too. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.